So she's just told me about her beautiful body. We're doing a 90-minute foot massage journey, and we're doing the smell journey with them. And she decided she wanted serenity, so we're gonna give her a little serenity before she goes in the cocoon. And then I want you to rub your palms together, Amy, get a fire going. I want you to cup your palms over your nose, make a cave. And then you can keep your eyes closed, and I just like to let them know that they can stay in their cave, because a lot of times they think they have permission for one breath, and then they'll come out with a cave. So just give them that permission to stay in their zone, stay with their eyes closed. We would have normally lower lights. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the feet of this body. Thank you for the feet receiving today. Thank you for carving time out for your feet to relax. Thank this body for receiving. All right, so Amy, you ordered the 90-minute I Love Feet massage, and I'm feeling really inspired to start you off in the cocoon. So we're gonna start standing. Awesome. Okay, Amy, I'm gonna have you come with the swing behind you. Yep, that's good, perfect, great. And before we go upside down, let's just have you tuck your shirt in, because we're gonna go, oh, actually we're not going all the way upside down. I just remembered. Okay. I'm so used to yoga swing. Okay, and then you're gonna reach up for the strap. Awesome. And then you're gonna do, so before you jump, so before I instruct her to take a jump, as she jumps, I'm gonna try to get this strap towards the edge of the swing underneath her glutes. It doesn't need to go on the hamstrings, just enough to capture her glutes. And then, so just kind of think of yourself as the fan expander here. You're expanding the fan of the silk and the hammock, and you're bringing this lower part underneath her. She may have to do 2 or 3 jumps. That's okay. We're here to support them. We're here to coach them, to tell them it's not the end of the world. Just jump a little higher and go a little slower. It's usually the cue that works the best. All right, let's have you do a slow jump, slow sit. Yes, perfect. And I want you to come onto your back and then hug your arms into your chest, hug your knees into your chest, and then and I fan this totally long. We want the entire head in the cocoon, maybe even a little extra fabric is ideal. And then we start by asking to bring the knees into the chest. This is where I first start the cocoon. Awesome. From here we can do a little sensation of a backwards upside down flying. So I'm gonna come onto the pillow, push my hips into the wall, straighten my arms and go really slow. Flattening the back. And slowly bringing her back to center. Giving her just a little sensation of flying and floating. And then this is half cocoon, and then we're gonna set her in full cocoon next. So to do that, we're gonna grab the silk, and then we're gonna put, depending on, I adjusted the height. So let's say this silk knot was just a little too low. You could stack maybe like 2 or 3 pillows just to get kind of the similar height as this cocoon silk. They're almost the same height, so I'm just gonna give 1 flat pillow. Set that up for success, so that's ready to go. And then I'm gonna bring in 1 more pillow into the scenario. Gracias, Bridget. Awesome. I'm gonna keep that nearby me. I'm gonna first offer my forearm and my elbow to cradle her Achilles. And I'm actually gonna tell her like what we're doing, because she's kind of been in this cocoon for a bit, hugging her knees in. Okay, Amy, so I want you to slowly let your legs go. And then as she lets go, I'm gonna cradle underneath the knees. And then before I bring her into the silk, I'm gonna extend this a little bit longer. I'm just gonna dance with her. Just gonna watch for a little movement of the head. And then slowly, I'm gonna come into the Sphinx supported the Achilles. I'm still contacting, I've still got both my hands on her. And then once the Achilles are in the second swing, I'm gonna grab the other pillow, so you can use it as a backup. The tops of the feet are on each other. And then I'm gonna come behind the knees and encourage them to bend. And it allows me, with the pillow on the front of the tibia, where knees bent, allows me to kind of get the silk right in the flexed part of her knees. Here I can do a little dance. And then staying flexed, she's kind of protected inward. I'm gonna one strap at a time do an easy knot. I'm gonna keep it really loose. I'm gonna pull in lots of slack so that I have lots of space to bring the handle through. Once the handle's through, you can kind of turn it perpendicular so that it's totally in there. The only problem with strap tying that becomes a little difficult is if you don't get enough slack. So just really push the swing inward, pull, 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 get lots of material to come into that little knot, simple knot, turning handle. And then we're gonna stay with our partner for one more stretch. As I have my pillow on the tibia, my hands are gonna come to the quads. And as I kind of sink down and stretch her feet towards her glutes, I'm gonna press downward on the quads. Some people, this is a very profound stretch. She's smaller body, and if she was taller, that would be much more intense of a stretch. And then to come out, I'm gonna just feather stroke off. And then we're gonna grab a hot towel. So this is still kind of that first thing that we've done with the feet thus far. So as I was kind of saying earlier, a lot of the feet come in cold. So letting them enjoy that hot element right off the bat. If you're cold and clammy, just letting those feet warm up. I like to cover the entirety of the feet, just making sure I don't get the pillow too moist. And from here, we can straighten, come to standing, do a little bit of rocking from side to side. I'm pressing into the sides of the heels. And then as the towel starts to get colder, I'm gonna squeeze the heels, and coming to the sides of the knife edge of the feet, I'm just gonna squeeze upward the lateral side. And then the preview of what's to come, I'm gonna come in between the pinky toe, in between each toe, the warm hot cloth, ending dramatically with thumb in between big toe, second toe. And I like to just squeeze the energy off the big toe, one at a time, ending with one toe. Awesome. And then last thing I want to show you guys in the swing is a little bit of toe stretch separation and using the lotion. So we're first gonna come onto the tops of the feet one more time, giving her that sensation of the quad stretch. Backing off. And then one finger at a time, we're gonna start with your pinkies and just be super patient to do one pinky at a time, match the pinkies. And then you can kind of use your thumb to wiggle the toe away to create space for the second finger. And we're just slowly interlacing the toes. And then once you've kind of got all your toes into your model, to go further down to the base of the toes, do a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And I'm really now at the base of the foot, base of the toes. And then the thumb can kind of come up into bubbling springs point, and I can straighten the arm. Then it can match both points on bubbling spring. And then to come down and off the toes, I'm gonna come back into like more of a child's pose. Just kind of let the hands slip off. And as I was bringing my fingers out of the toes, I was kind of like squeezing my fingers together to create that sensation of each toe on each side is getting that massaged. So just, yeah, play with your partner of plantar flexion, foot on top of foot, bringing them into knee flexion. Practice doing the hot towel on the feet. Practice this, and then in terms of like spending more time massaging the feet here, I would prioritize massaging the tops of the feet with your hands, because you can save all that juicy, yummy bottom posterior work for when they're actually prone. And this could be the time where they're just having a great, warming up feet experience. They're feeling so safe and cocooned in here. And you could do that deeper pressure on the retinaculum of the ankle, and then coming down to that first valley. That whole first valley is a liver point, so really, really good for headaches. It's also, this is a huge lymph drainage point. So if I am working the tops of the foot and I'm stripped for time, I always hit the valley between the first and second toe. And then even as you go further down, it just gets deeper into liver meridian. So yeah, that is one of my favorite modalities for doing the tops of the feet. And just want to show you one more thing. This is not as related to foot massage, but I want to show you in case you're like, really, does she only spend like 5 minutes in Cocoon and then she lowers them? So another idea to kind of play with is hitting tibialis anterior with the pure waves one at a time, doing a little rocking. And then it's also fun to hit tibialis anterior and I T-band and rock them on one side with the pure waves. And then you can even pure wave on top of the fabric up into the side of the hip. And you can kind of look into the swing to see, okay, where am I approximately? It's obviously harder to see where you're at. Yeah, I'm just playing with a little swing action and a little side action. I haven't actually done this before, but we did practice earlier the pure waves in the feet. So we could do inverted pure waves. Is that okay, Amy?
It's a little bit more tickly.
Tickly, yes.
I'm not
yes.
ticklish at all.
I know.
It's a little more tickly than prone because you can't balance the pressure.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, so we're not gonna do pure waves on the bottom of the feet, but definitely that yin sideline of the lateral part of the leg. Yeah, and I wanted to just show you the favorite foot things that I like to do in Cocoon. So to come out safely, we're gonna first cradle under the ankles, on top of the quads. You could first just kind of lift them into straight and slide. Oh, right. That's dun, 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 just kidding. Do, 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 do. Grabbing your pillow. One more time, knee flexion, coming into cradle. And I'm using my whole upper body, my whole front body to kind of bring her into the stretch. I'll do one handle at a time. And then as you release the handle, it has a tendency to have momentum. So just come slowly off of it and then even kind of guiding the handle to the Cocoon, because otherwise it tends to swack back in there. It's like, that's not quite what we're going for. To slow down that momentum. Then we're gonna come pillow off on top of the quads, under the Achilles. You can hang out here for a couple breaths with your partner. And then the next quad stretch is kind of a short-lived one. It's not super great for the low back for long periods of time. So it's just a really temporary spot we're in, just so that we have time to move this swing so that the client doesn't bump into it when they come up. I'm gonna take off the pillow, put the swing back, And we can ground the quads here. And I like to kind of ground them with either my forearm, my hand, and then offer like a bro grip to my client. Sometimes they'll receive it, and then sometimes they just want to get up on their own. I want you to slowly roll back up to straight spine. Good, good. I want you to just stay right here, no moving. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Nice. So the next script I'm about to share with you is word for word what I actually say to clients. It's no made up sugarcoating script. Okay, so we've just kind of had you cocooned in there like a larva. So next I want you to imagine your arms are like wings, and you're gonna slide out of the swing, and you're gonna open your wings and just think about anything that you're ready to birth to this world, because you're just literally getting to rebirth yourself. So think of anything that you're ready to bring in and slide out. Yes, just get those wings free. Ah. Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. And then you would kind of tuck the swing away so that you could have space for the rest of the session.